Torsten, as we talk about the dynamics in the job market, I want to switch gears and talk about something that you've also really dug into a lot, and that's AI and its effect on the workplace here. Some of the work that you've done, some of the study work that you have done has shown sort of a split in workers in terms of how concerned they are about AI. Let's see, I'm just looking at the figures here. 60% of workers are worried about losing their jobs to AI in the next 10 years. Almost 2/3 of workers are using AI in finance and manufacturing say that it has improved enjoyment of their job. So how are you thinking about it when it comes to the long-term labor market trends?
Yeah, this is a really important question, Julie, because I do think that we need to take this very seriously. This is a very important productivity booster for the US economy and for the global economy. The difficulty today is that there are certainly at this point a lot of uncertainties about what will it imply. But what that OECD survey, exactly as you're highlighting, did mention was that, well, let's try and ask consumers, let's try and ask workers how they think about it. And in particular in manufacturing and finance, which are obvious areas where AI can be used, there's certainly a lot of ways that this can be helpful for increasing productivities on a number of different fronts. It still is really difficult to quantify how significant this will be, but it's very clear that this is a major trend that is going to have a very significant impact on the broader economy, most importantly on how productive we all are, but also in terms of the broader picture for when you think about where everything is going in terms of investment, in terms of CapEx spending, and in terms of businesses and how they organize themselves.
And then how worried, a lot of people are worried about, say, AI replacing them and replacing their place in the workplace. And, you know, is it all going to be robots? I mean, you have Elon Musk in the, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart on what
Tesla bot.
Yes, the Tesla bot, but there's another name for it. There's like an inside name for it. How worried should people be about this?
Yeah, so I know this is a new shiny thing that we all are spending so much time on at the moment, and as we all agree, it's difficult at this point. But I still think that this is something we will not all be replaced in the financial system, in the manufacturing, or really in the broader economy. I think we should think of this as something that can be a helpful tool. But if you go today in ChatGPT, just write in who is, and then write your own name. Then I was at least surprised at how many mistakes it did in terms of it just scrapes the internet and figures out what's out there. But even from that perspective, I have so far not been super impressed because it always requires human judgment in terms of what it gives you before you want to send this to clients, before you want to send this to customers, before you want to replace any of your telemarketing assistants. So I still think that let's see where we go with this. It is something that likely will be helpful as a tool. But to your question, Diana, I still think that this will not be replacing jobs to the degree that many people fear, because ultimately human judgment will be the critical part, in particular if this is put in front of customers to make sure that customers are serviced the right way.
Torsten, if you zoom out even further, I mean, if you look back at the history of technological innovation in economic cycles, you know, you think about the Industrial Revolution, you think about the Internet Revolution, et cetera. How are you thinking about this and placing it? And what do we tend to see when we have these types of sort of large-scale technological innovations hitting the economy?
Yeah, no, this is a really also important question because what still remains uncertain today is this the internet? Or is this Y2K or central bank digital currencies, which none of the last two things have really taken off that much? So from that dimension and from the very high level, as you're asking, Julie, I think the question is that I still think it will be another tool for how we all do our jobs in financial markets, in journalism, everywhere, for basically trying to figure out a way maybe to do things better, but ultimately the judgment that is required to figure out, is this then the right way to do things? Should I be putting things together the way that ChatGPT or AI or these generative models, how they have produced things, requires some human judgment that I still think will be impossible to replace, because that requires not only a judgment about, well, maybe the facts are correct, but maybe the context of these things being presented or being done or put into the production is not the right one. So I still think that the humans will absolutely still be needed, and therefore the upbeat message in this discussion about AI is that I don't think, and in that sense, I agree with the OECD report that you highlighted, Julie, that I agree with this view that this is probably going to create more jobs rather than be something that creates fewer jobs.
So Torsten, I never thought to search myself on ChatGPT, and I just did that. I was like, oh, let me log in and search and see. It said as of my last update in September 2021.
Does it look true?
It's questionable. I mean, it says I'm a talented journalist. I appreciate that.
Check so far.
It doesn't give my age, so I'm actually happy with that.
So in that case, it works, I guess.
It's fine.